Tropical cyclone Kirrily has now developed off the Queensland coast and cyclone warnings are now current. So we've been looking at the last couple of days in an environment that isn't conducive for cyclone development, but in the last 6 hours you can see this convection really starting to bubble up around the centre of circulation. And this, combining with a strengthening wind field around the low-level circulation, is telling us that we are seeing intensification of this tropical low into a tropical cyclone, as we're now seeing gales standing at least 3/4 away around that system. And we're likely to see this continue intensifying as it continues to moving further southwest towards the Queensland coast. Now, because of this, cyclone warnings are now current between Cardwell and Mackay, and that does include Proserpine, Mackay, Whitsunday Islands, Bowen, Townsville and Ayr, and extending inland towards Charters Towers. This means that those living in these orange shaded areas are likely to be experiencing gales within the next 12 to 24 hours. In the next 6 to 12 hours, it'll be our exposed islands for the Whitsunday Islands, then for coastal communities in this area, then extending further north as it approaches the coast. As we move into tonight and tomorrow, we're likely to see it further intensify into a Category 2 system, and then sometime tomorrow night or into the early hours of Friday morning, crossing as a Category 2 system between Cardwell and Bowen, likely around the Townsville and Ayr regions. What this means, if you live near where this crosses or just to the north and south, you're likely to be experiencing damaging to destructive winds that can bring down trees and power lines and cause some property damage. We're also likely to see widespread heavy rain for this system, not just where it crosses, but well away from where it is as well. And this could lead to widespread flash and riverine flooding, particularly as it travels inland. And finally, for those on and to the south of where it crosses, we could also see some storm surge impacts as well, where we could see tides approach or exceed the highest astronomical tide of the year, depending on exactly when it crosses. So it is important to stay up to date with the latest forecast warnings and track maps in the coming 12 to 24 hours as this system continues to intensify and approach the Queensland coast. Then, as we move into the early hours of Friday, quickly moving inland, but then becoming slow moving as it moves inland with widespread heavy rainfall and strong and gusty winds. So let's look at that in a little bit more detail. Firstly, again, this is just one scenario, but we've got good consensus now of the system moving around that Townsville Ayr region tomorrow night into Friday morning. And note the widespread area of heavy rainfall across this system, and that'll tend to move inland as we move through Friday and into the weekend, bringing widespread heavy rainfall to much of northern and central Queensland and possibly into western parts of Queensland as we move into the weekend, but there's still some uncertainty in this solution. Further eastwards and south, we're likely to see widespread shower and thunderstorm activity across the rest of Queensland. Now, this anticipated rainfall across northern parts of Queensland, we do have flood watches current for large parts of northern Queensland, particularly along the coastal areas where we're expecting the crossing, and for catchments that extend well inland. We could see further catchments added to this in the coming days. What this means, if you live in these purple areas, we could see forecast rainfall heavy enough to bring flash and riverine flooding in the coming days in these highlighted areas. So with this big weather system moving in, it is vital to stay up to date with the latest forecasts and warnings via our website, app and social media. Track maps will be regularly updated through the night and much of tomorrow, and we'll continue to keep you updated here at the Bureau.